Hello and welcome back to Digital Trends Live, CES 2019 coverage happening live from Las Vegas Convention Center. Yes, look at that. That is one of Digital Trends' top tech awards sitting on the desk here, which we're going to talk about the product that scored that. Hi there, my name is Maud Garrett. Joining me as always, Greg Nibbler. This is kind of cool because we're sticking with emerging tech, but we're going through something that you wouldn't necessarily think you would find at CES.
Right, but yet it is a real technological innovation. And part of the fun thing for me at CES is seeing these innovative technologies, things that maybe you didn't think about, even reinventing things that we were probably used to and didn't even realize needed to be reinvented, yet here it is right in front of us. And we're really excited right now. So these are the winners of our Emerging Tech Award from the North Face. We have Jason Israel. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing? And Jason, let me make sure I have this right here. You are you just told me, the Global Creative Director.
Of Mountain Sports.
Of
correct.
Mountain Sports.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. And we've got Scott Millen, who is the Global GM of Mountain Sports.
Correct. Nice to meet you
I'm in my
guys.
30s and I never knew that mountain was a sport, so this is huge for me. I'm so excited about what you guys have on offer here. We're talking about fabrics and how to sort of wear this new technology for the best of, for climbers.
Well, yeah, definitely. Sorry, I am so excited about talking about this. I did not mean
Yeah, I'm
to.
going to hand it over.
No, I did. It's our third day and we've been doing this for a while. No, I want to talk about it because of this technology, thinking about waterproof clothing. Like, I'm from Portland, Oregon. Waterproof clothing is part of your everyday lifestyle. Like, you have to have something along those lines. And Gore-Tex, and different kinds of technologies like that, different kinds of fabrics have been kind of the standard of what we've used.
Yep.
But there's some problems with that I think we've all kind of gotten used to, and we just don't really pay attention to the fact that, well, this is what it is. You deal with it. It gets hot. It gets hot. It gets sweaty wearing that sometimes. It may be waterproof, but there's real issues with that. And you guys at the North Face decided to take this down to the base level and rethink everything with it.
Yeah,
so I wanted to talk about what you have right here and how you started with this.
Well, the inspiration for FutureLight came from an interaction with our athlete teams. And they had a simple insight, which was, why am I adapting to my apparel? Why doesn't the apparel adapt to me? And we're so used to taking our jackets off, putting our jackets on, taking them off, putting them back on, that we needed that simple insight to kind of curate around and start to ideate around. And what we realized is that in our incumbent supply chain, we didn't have a technology that would enable us to solve this problem of breathability. And so we had to go make it. And that started all the way down at the chip level, which is the origin of yarn. So polyester and nylon comes in a chip form. We then extrude that into yarn. Yarn's then woven or knit. And then the backer and the face fabric are laminated to a membrane. And the real magic in FutureLight is that instead of an extruded polymer, we actually nanospin the polymer into a mesh. And the mesh is utilizing nanofibers at the 200 nanometer level, so incredibly small and porous. So we can adjust the mesh in 3, 4, 5 gram increments to create different levels of porosity and breathability, and therefore actually tune the jacket to your need. So Jason, as a snowboarder, needs actually a different level of air permeability and breathability than I do as a ski mountaineer. And so we can actually tune the jackets to our specific sports.
So mesh means that you can not only, I was reading here, it doesn't just sort of keep the moisture in, but it also lets it out. Wait.
It protects it from coming in.
Protects it from coming in, and
It lets
also
heat dissipate out.
Okay, so how?
It's the magic of FutureLight. It's the mesh.
All right, but how?
Well, so it's called FutureLight.
Yes.
But you talked about tuning it.
Correct.
How does one tune a fabric?
So we have the ability to increase the number of fibers that we lay down in the mesh. So that's one way, and that changes the amount of moisture vapor transmission rate. Secondly, we can tune the air permeability of the fabrics on either side of the membrane in the lamination process. And that allows us to create a composite fabric that's tuned to the specific needs of the athlete.
And one of the big benefits about creating a membrane that's so incredibly light through this nano spinning is that it completely opens up the freedom of what these materials are on both the face and backer of this 3-layer. So by getting down to a 3 gram per square meter membrane, we can quite easily and very freely now tune what those fabrics are. It could be more durable for more protection, and we can create it in an even lighter package than we ever have before as well.
So we're talking about these jackets. You've brought some with us. Let's have a look at what you've got on offer, because I think it's something that I need to see to kind of be able to understand a little bit better. Hello there, you're very bright and wonderful.
So this is our Fall 19 Summit Series L5 Light Ski Mountaineering Climbing Jacket. This is our lightest textile. It is
Oh my goodness.
a completely different hand feel, offering true mechanical stretch, incredible breathability, super lightweight, and uniquely, there's no pit zips.
That is interesting.
So we're able to simplify the construction, provide a much more packable product that's more comfortable to wear, that you don't take on and off all day.
Right.
So this is our commercial version, and Jason's got one of our prototypes that we used in April in the kind of the second round of prototyping. This jacket actually went to the top of Mount Everest. So this was on our athlete Jim Morrison, who summited Mount Everest and skied Mount Everest in FutureLight.
Wow. I actually, when you told me that, I touched it. So now I too have been to Everest. Thank
It's
you
basically
so
the
much.
same thing. That's how that works. It transfers. And the funny thing about this, like you're talking about the fabric, about how light it is. I mean, it feels like a sheet almost.
Yes.
You know,
like a
lighter
bed
than
sheet.
that. Lighter than that.
Yeah.
We approached the project to really tackle the issue around breathability. We wanted to create a better experience, but what we didn't know was going to come of it was the softness, the lightness, the stretch for added mobility. All of that really comes down to comfort. So when you're talking about the things you're used to when you are in Portland, this loud, swooshy, kind of stiff and almost cumbersome product.
Everybody in Portland, sounds like they're wearing.
That goes right out the window. So.
Yeah, that's Portland.
Garbage bags.
But flowing off of Jason's previous comment, when you typically think of technical outerwear, you think about a jacket with a hood, with cuffs. We've actually prototyped shirts and very simple shorts, and so you can actually kind of reimagine waterproof, breathable fabrics in their end state because of the level of breathability that this product provides.
And button-ups.
Yeah, we're wearing FutureLight right now.
What?
Well, so, I
on
mean,
stage under these lights.
I was going to say, for profuse sweaters, we all exist, especially when a camera turns on. Guilty.
Yeah.
Is this going to help sort of like the breathability for that and to literally solve a problem that can be quite embarrassing for a lot of people?
Quite.
100%.
Quite.
You're going to, really? Okay. So it's not just for sport people. It's
Why
for,
do you think I wear dark clothes?
Why do you think I haven't lifted my arms up?
You know, in reality, you can step out of apparel and you can think about gloves, you can think about footwear, and we're actually debuting single wall tents with FutureLight, so you don't build condensation inside the tents, and they're more comfortable to
You
sleep.
don't bake in your tent at night and
Exactly, and then wake up and
with like water running.
bath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Breathable, it's mesh, and it's waterproof at the same time. That makes absolute sense. And I was also thinking even about professional sports levels when it's like there are wet days where you can't move the sporting event, it's raining, it's torrential, and they still have to play. That would actually probably be perfect for
Highly
it.
beneficial,
Yeah.
for sure.
So how long did it take to develop this?
We worked on this for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it was that short amount of time because
It was
that's
quite,
a real,
it was quite accelerated.
yeah, that's a lot of technology involved in that. Going down to the nanoparticle level and what you were doing with that, that's a tremendous achievement with this. And so, how did you test it out?
What's the durability testing that you've done on
Yeah,
this?
so there's 2 layers of what we call validation. One is with our athletes in the mountains. So like the product that Jim took to Everest, we had an athlete test for 100 straight days and then measured all the specs of the product.
But they wore it
day
for
one.
100 straight days
100 strate days.
without taking it off?
Give.
Well,
Is
they
there
went
a-
To sleep, awake, no.
I believed you.
Was there other testing that you did along with that? Was there a smell test involved after?
Yes. There's all kinds of tests. There's oil penetration tests, there's waterproofing tests, there's breathability tests, there's CFM tests, fabric abrasion tests. So there's tests on the mountain, and then there's a second set of tests that's in the laboratory. And so we test for fabric waterproofness, for moisture vapor transmission rate, for CFM. We also test for total garment construction water integrity. So we do that with Underwriter's Laboratory. and we're actually testing at a standard that exceeds what they use for firefighters' uniforms and hazmat teams.
Wow.
So our claim of totally waterproof, highly breathable is irrefutable based on independent third-party testing.
We are broadcasting live. I do want to say that too. So on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're finding us, we do have Scott who just asked a question. Will North Face make fancy hats? Where you make hats with FutureLight.
We actually had an athlete request about 2 hours ago for
You're kidding.
I was going to say, yeah, stocking cap made out of FutureLight would
Very
probably be
true.
real nice.
We literally did. You know, if I could, there's a kind of a second dimension to FutureLight, which is we've not only made the highest performing fabric, it's also, in our estimation, the most sustainably made. So we're using 100% recycled nylon and polyester in this product. We've developed a new DWR finish for the product that uses no Pfcs or fluorine and actually has 4 times higher wash durability than standard DWRs. We've developed a new technique to finish the fabric, which is a plasma gas treatment that allows us to use 40% less energy and chemicals in the dyeing and the DWR finishing process. And it's all made in a factory that is sustainably managed with all of its solar power driving all the electrical needs in the factory, farm-to-table meals for the employees, and prenatal care and on-site medical care. Like,
Wow.
I'm equally as proud of the fact that we're building this in such an ethical way. And we think as the leader in the outdoor business, we should set a new standard in terms of material nominations and standards of make that lead to a more sustainable product, because these are designed to be used in the outdoors, and we have a role to protect the environment and the wild places we play.
You were showing me earlier that there is a particular way to fold said garment, and there was something that you have to protect in the hood there. Can you talk me through what this hood is, what some of the features are of the jacket, some little cool zips and secret little pockets,
Yeah, certainly.
all the fun parts
I'll let
of
the
this?
design guru talk to you here.
Let's go through the design.
So, you know, as Scott was mentioning, the beauty of this material and this innovation is the freedom that it gives us as creatives. And when you partner that type of freedom and the ability for us to ask questions, try new things, and then partner that with our world-class athlete team, amongst our experts both internally and externally within the brand, it leads to these new things. And you know what we're so excited about FutureLight, well, is the innovation and the material, but it's allowed us to take a different approach to the garment. So as we already talked about, you know, full removal of pit zips. I mean, we have a different need now when we talk about ventilation. We have such high air permeability in the garment itself. Why add more bulk and discomfort when we can actually remove that? So that's a pretty comprehensive theme that you'll see across the line. And then additionally, from a textile perspective, when we look at the face fabrics, you know, that's actually facing the environment and the conditions, we can really tune these. So in areas where we do need more abrasion resistance or protection, let's say when we are doing big lines on a snowboard or bombing trees, you know, we know that we're going to need more durability, and so we can really, you know, amp up the denier of each of those yarns, or go even lighter in areas like a ski mountaineering piece. So this specific jacket, which not to speak for you, but I feel like this is probably your favorite, is our lightest fabrication. In terms of feature set, it really is minimal. We wanted to keep it extremely focused for high aerobic output. So just a single chest zip for storage. Internally, we've got a really nice cell phone, kind of extra secure pocket in there. And really just overall extremely lightweight and high stretch for mobility.
How many grams does that weigh?
In total, this is about, what, 85?
85
The
grams.
fabric is 85 grams per meter squared.
That's ridiculous.
And the total garment is about 360.
So when you are, you know, traveling and you have to have a light pack, that is not going to be cumbersome at all.
No, you're going to want it in your pack.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, you can pack as many of those because it's not going to.
So you asked me about the fold.
Yes. Show me how this
So
goes.
The proper technique
Okay, that's
is to
pretty quick.
fold it
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
into its hood So you maintain the integrity of the brim of the hood.
Good.
And now you get to try to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
You take notes? You got this?
I want to hand this one to you.
Yeah.
because I'm not going to do it right.
Well, I once folded a fitted sheet.
Right.
So,
The laundry machine over
started it here. You moved your elbow in a quick succession like my disco days.
Oh, you're close. You're close.
That's exactly...
You nailed it.
Really?
there. There it is.
Yikes
time.
on you guys. I was winging that whole thing. Woohoo!
Impressive. That was very impressive.
Yay! Turns out you just need to have your disco days.
Right, disco days.
That's it.
We're learning all kinds of new things here.
Greg, I think you should try
During
this
CES.
on, though.
I am absolutely down to try that on.
Got a bit of a mic thing happening here. So
Yeah,
let's
I'm
try
gonna
not to hit the
go-
neck
Oh,
roll.
we're all tied up here.
Over here.
You got that? The colours as well. Obviously, there's something, they need to be quite bright and eye-catching for people that are going to climb up a mountain.
We have a whole color theory around visibility in the mountains.
It is
And
so light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not feel like it should be waterproof because it's so light. I mean,
Should we test
is.
it?
I got
That was our
shocked 2
producer.
days ago. Yeah.
fire away.
How much electronics am I wearing right now? No, this is so.
You look great. You look
the
like
end
you
of it.
could save someone's life.
Right? Yeah. Or at least not get wet in the process. So this is really, really comfortable. This is extremely light. Is this the one? This is not the one that went up to Mount Everest.
No, that was that.
No,
one.
very similar.
Same
Very
fabric
similar.
though.
And is it breathing very well?
It is breathing.
Are you
and
heating up a bit?
I sweat quite a bit, and I don't feel like I'm sweating more in this. So
Perfect.
this is absolutely amazing. Now you talked about the customization of it, that you could do this. So say I wanted to go buy one of these. What are the factors, or how do I go about picking one, and this customization side of it?
Well, the product will be available in September 2019.
Okay.
In our technical climbing apparel called Summit Series, alpine climbing and ski mountaineering. It'll be available in what we call Steep Series, which is for skiing and snowboarding, and then for trail running and Flight Series. So that'll debut in
So you
fall
pick
of 19.
which category you
So
want.
you'll pick your activity, and then we've got a specific composite fabric and style and feature set just for your activity.
Wow.
Like you were saying with snowboarding, obviously you know where the hits and falls are going to be a little bit more,
Exactly.
so you can, I've got to reinforce
And
it
you
more so.
actually need less air permeability and a little bit more protection because you're mostly going down versus highly aerobic sports like trail running or ski mountaineering where you're mostly going up.
Well, it's an incredible fabric. I mean, it really does feel really nice. It's nice and light. And again, we're talking to the North Face. This is Future Light. Future Light
yep.
technology, Future Light fabric. And that is why you got the Emerging Tech Award from
Thank you,
Digital
Jeff.
Trends.
Yeah.
We're so honored.
Hey,
CES
well done.
2019. It is so fun talking about these kinds of different things, these innovative technologies that kind of disrupt the industry as we know.
Yeah, then you realize why they are award-winning as
Yeah.
well. I want to know, you were talking about the way that you run the company in such an ethical way, something that really is so generous. Just something like that, obviously the reason why a lot of people don't do it, a lot of companies take those shortcuts, is because it's not entirely cost-effective to do those things. Does that mean that when Future Light comes about, all of that research that goes into it, all of the love and care, does it affect the price point?
When we launch Future Light in fall of 2019, we'll launch at the top of our brand pyramid and our product pyramid, and you will see a subtle price increase. But by the time it gets down to the more commercial price points, you'll see price neutrality.
Right. Oh, wait.
Fantastic. Well, again, Future Light, the North Face, thank you so much for coming on here and talking about this too, and you know, enlightening everybody about this new technology.
You're never getting this back. I hope
No,
you
by the way,
We
yeah,
realize that.
Sorry, I'm mic'd in. I can't go anywhere. I
whoops.
have to be here.
Well, we're honored,
lost
Digital Trends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And stay tuned to Digital Trends. We have so much coverage coming up of everything that's going on here at CES. We're broadcasting till, 6 p.m. today.
Yay.
So we've got interviews, we've got all kinds of stuff to talk about, and this is, again, covering some of our top tech of CES 2019, the North Face with Future Light winning the Emerging Tech Award. Follow along at digitaltrends.com/CES. Back in a bit with more coverage here with Digital Trends at CES 2019.